everybody, welcome to our video blog, Socially Stacked. I'm Jim Bolosic, CEO of ShortStack, joined by Ben Mock, our Chief Overlord of Content Alchemy or something. What's your...
Archduke of Content
Oh,
Alchemy.
I'm sorry, Archduke.
Archduke.
Not quite to Overlord status, such as myself. Today we're going to talk about building trust, and we're kind of switching roles today because Ben has written extensively on the topic of trust when it comes to contests, when it comes to just your audience. How do you make sure that you have that level of trust so that people can do what you want them to do when you ask them to?
Right. So we're in a time now with a generation that has grown up with the internet, starting out with email scams back in the Hotmail days that were innocent enough and fooled a lot of people, and people have once bitten twice shy, kind of grown up with all of these scams and seen all of this. They're hesitant about what they click on. They're cautious about what pages they visit, and they're very, very cautious about what information they enter into forms for contests, or even if it's just newsletter signups. People are very reluctant to give away any personal information out of fear that it's going to be stolen somehow.
No, I agree 100%, because just personally, when I go to enter a contest or something, I will do a little bit of a background check on the company and make sure that everything is legit. So what are some tips for kind of saying, hey, yeah, this is okay, this is how I'm going to use this information?
Right. So if you're a page admin, you want your fan base to be able to trust you. And the way to do that, there's a couple things you can do. The first thing is find out what information you really want and really need. So, you're obviously going to be asking for an email address or a phone number or a physical address, because that's required by Facebook if you're running a giveaway. But after that, maybe you don't need to know their age. Maybe you don't need to know their gender. Maybe you don't need to even know the country they live in. But you can ask for maybe vague things, or just a couple things. But the more information you ask for and the more specific that information is, you'll find the lower your rate of entry will be. And this is especially true if your prize isn't that great. If you're giving away a t-shirt and you're asking for someone's home address, maybe that's okay because you're going to ship it to them. So maybe that's fine. But if you're asking for their email address and their phone number and their home address and all these ways, they know they're going to get bombarded by spammy phone calls, spammy email.
Yeah, the expectation is, if I put in my phone number, someone's going to call me or sell my number.
Exactly. So if you don't absolutely need it, don't ask for it. It's as simple as that. And then the other thing is demonstrate responsibility with the information you do ask for. So create contest rules, create terms of use, terms of entry that say, hey, this is exactly how we're going to use your information. And by the way, that's required by Facebook. That's in Facebook's promotion guidelines. You're required to do that anyway. But you can create this disclaimer and say whatever you want and not adhere to it. You actually have to adhere to it, because the non-scrupulous companies, they have to have this disclaimer too. They're not abiding by what they say. So be very open with your fan base. Let them know exactly how you're going to use their information, exactly what it's for, and that way they'll start to build trust, and you'll actually see higher entry rates once you've run a couple contests. People have entered. They'll be more apt to enter again if they realize that, hey, my information didn't get compromised because I entered this last time.
Right. I agree. I think transparency is key, and the more transparent that you are about what you really will do with the information, the better. So for more tips like these, feel free to check out the links in the description below.